Live from the 301, live from the pot. I want to welcome my audience to episode number 225 of Curry in the Pot. I'm your host, I'm your guy, Mike Curry, and we are back with another episode, man. Happy New Year, happy holidays to all. We're back, we're here. My guy Bink next to me. We got the biggest holiday coming up, though, January 18th, if you know, you know. But Bink was good, bro, man. It's good to see you, man.
What's up? Good to see you. It's been a minute.
Yes, sir. Omatic is with us, man. I got sound man behind the lens. I think he got a mic with him. He does. So we're back, man. Again, happy holidays. It's been a minute since we've done this, but we're back, man. 2025 is here, man. I want to talk real quick before we dive deep into anything. Obviously, the NFL season is winding down, but 2025, man, you guys got any goals? It could be podcast goals, anything specific for 2025, man. Let's talk about it.
I guess just managing and making better relationships with my peers. And
I like
then
that.
In terms of goals, just growing. Hopefully, we still keep TikTok and just growing my TikTok. I'm up to 1,400 followers now, so
yeah,
just getting more and more on TikTok, and then making YouTube content and still doing the pod with you. So yeah,
for sure. I'm at it.
More money.
I love that, man. Yeah, for me, just consistency. I just want to focus on consistency more in 2025. I don't really make New Year's resolutions. I don't do that. I think that's super cliche. I feel like that's an excuse to put stuff on the back burner. But for me, I just want to say more consistency. If you're more consistent, that takes care of everything else. So, the work is gonna speak for itself if you're consistent. With that being said, we're going to get back to it. I'm not going to set any expectations, but we will be more consistent. I could definitely at least speak for that. But Bink, you're here. You want to honor a bet before we get going? You want to honor a bet for me, man?
Before the season, me and Mike had a little bet on the Washington Commanders win total. I had the under of 8 wins. Obviously, they have 11 now. It's just been a minute since we've been here, so I wanted to honor. I just dropped everything on the floor. But I wanted to honor your chicken sandwich.
Thank you, sir.
You got some sauces in the bag if you want them. So you got some sauces in the bag if you want them.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I'm going to move this to the side, but I appreciate you being an honorable man.
Of course, a man of my word.
Yes, sir. An honorable man. But, yeah, man, let's get into it, man. We got week 18, man. We don't got to talk too much, but we can talk about the games that matter because there are definitely still some playoff implications currently.
Even starting on Saturday.
So lead the way for us real quick.
So on Saturday, we got 2 games. We got Browns and Ravens. If they win that, the Ravens clinch the AFC North, clinch the 3 seed. That's something they will do.
And if they lose and the Steelers win, the Steelers clinch the AFC North.
Steelers clinch the AFC North. But even though the Steelers play later, they play the Bengals. They have something to play for. The Steelers, if they lose, will be guaranteed to get the 6th seed. So it's like, would you rather play Baltimore or would you rather play Houston? I think we all know the answer to that. So they're going to be playing their hearts out regardless against Cincinnati, who they need to win that game, have to have things go their way on Sunday.
Yeah, so if Cincy they need 2 losses, right?
They need Miami
Broncos,
and Denver to lose.
So that's tough. The Bengals are a team that should not be in this predicament at all. We spoke upon this, when we were doing the pod months ago.
Hey man, don't lose to the Patriots week 1.
They lost to the Patriots. Let's just talk about the close games they did lose. So you got the Patriots game week 1.
Zach Taylor lost the Ravens game the first time.
Lost that game. You also got the Chiefs game, which Jamar Chase had a late unsportsmanlike conduct call going against the Bengals late in that game. They lost to the Commanders early. That was a hell of a game.
They lost that second game to the Ravens in Baltimore on the
So how many one-possession games did they lose this year? Jesus.
A lot. Pretty much all their losses because that Patriots loss was even 1 possession.
Yeah, so wow. So had
that was without T. Higgins and Jamar Chase.
So had let's say a couple of those go their way, they're not even in this position.
They only need 1 to go their way for them to control their own destiny this weekend.
That is nuts. That's nuts, man. But hey, that's why
but 1 did go their way. I know we haven't been on the podcast for a minute, but
the Cowboys game?
That's a game we should have won. Actually had no business losing that game.
Yeah, I think it would be fun to see the Bengals make it. I mean, this is an exciting team. Obviously, this is a team that went to the Super Bowl not that long ago, just a few short years ago. Joe Burrow has been playing unbelievable football. Obviously, Jamar Chase, could be a Triple Crown winner. They've been playing great ball. This is a team I would like to see in the playoffs just because You have your stars in the
them
playoffs.
versus the Bills in the first round would
That
be
cinema. That would be cinema.
But
what else? Is that everything in the AFC as
that's
far as
everything.
what we need?
Well,
As far as playoff implications?
Yeah, that's everything in the AFC.
Okay,
And
so
that's just on Saturday. We didn't talk about the Sunday games, but
Sunday games, go ahead.
I mean, it's just the Dolphins. They play the Jets.
Dolphins,
which
Jets.
They should win.
They should win, yeah.
And the Broncos play the Chiefs that are resting Patrick Mahomes and most of their starters.
So
we got Carson Wentz.
I think the Broncos are going to do the funniest thing ever
They
and
can't
lose this game.
They can't lose this game.
I just feel like this is a classic like super letdown spot.
I feel like if they lose this game, the Dolphins aren't clutch enough to win this game. So I feel like the Bengals would get in if the Chiefs win.
True,
But
yeah,
because the Dolphins could possibly be playing without Tua again. It could be Tyler Huntley making another start. The Jets are coming off their most embarrassing loss of the season.
I feel like I said that multiple times about the Jets this year, but yeah, that is super embarrassing. Let's talk NFC.
NFC. It starts at 1:00 because we have the NFC South crown on the line at 1:00.
Yeah.
If the Falcons win, they would need a Bucs loss to get in. If the Bucs win, they're in. They control their own destiny because of the Commanders beating the Falcons on Sunday Night Football last week.
I kind of want to see the Falcons in there for some reason, but Baker Mayfield. I think we talked about this like off the record. Like Baker Mayfield. I think I said Baker Mayfield was a surgeon.
You did
this
say
year.
that.
He had a hell of a year.
He's had a great year, especially considering that Godwin went down early in the year. Then you had Mike Evans go down for a considerable amount of time.
Yeah.
It was just for a second. It was just him and K-Dot and Bucky Irvin just running stuff down there.
With a little bit of Sterling Shepard here and there. Jalen McMillan stepped up a little bit.
He definitely did step up.
There's a lot going on, but Falcons, they made a quarterback change, and it hasn't taken off how I thought it would. But I still think
I think Penix is
I think Penix still gives him a better chance at winning going forward than Kirk Cousins.
Yo, that stretch when we was off the podcast, Kirk had 1 touchdown and 9 picks.
That's crazy. That's crazy. We haven't. The last pod was. At least it says released November the 10th. So that means we probably did it November the 8th or 9th.
It was November 8th. I was looking at it.
So November 8th is the last time we did it. So that's crazy, bro. Oh, my God. But
that was the week after they played Dallas.
That's funny. That's jokes, bro. But
maybe he was currying a pop podcast made. As soon as we stopped recording.
Nah, if that's the case, I don't even know what to say, honestly, because I ain't a Kirk Cousins guy. Where's Kirk Cousins going next year? I thought I saw something that he has a no trade. Does he have a no trade?
I thought they were going to release him now.
Yeah, so they're going to have to. That's what I was going to say. I think he has a no trade, but they're going to have to release him to get rid of him.
I was like, who needs a quarterback next year? It's like Tennessee, Vegas, and I don't think he wants to go there.
He's gonna pull like the Jimmy G role, just be a backup somewhere, quarterback room type of guy.
I mean, Kirk Cousins done made a boatload of money. Let's be real. Kirk Cousins has made quite a living for a guy that was a 4th round pick. I'm sure he's fine being like that.
You know where you're gonna be next year?
Where?
Indianapolis. That's where all those old quarterbacks.
That's where the quarterbacks die, right? That's what they said. They said Matt Ryan, Carson Wentz was there too. Phillip Rivers. Even though Carson Wentz still went to a couple other teams after that stint with the coach.
Phillip Rivers was solid in that one year.
Phillip Rivers was cool on the coach. He was all right. I feel like Matt Ryan wasn't horrible, but it was just like, he disappeared after that.
Yeah. Commanders still have something to play for. If they beat the Cowboys this week, they clinch the 6th seed.
And who currently has 3?
Currently it's the Rams, but they're resting their starters against Seattle, so it could be Tampa after this week.
I think the Commanders want some get back on the Buccaneers. I don't know if I really like. I don't like the Rams matchup for them because we know what the Rams like to do. They like to run the football. And I think last week the Falcons kind of
been running the ball well too. Bucky
Irvin's been. I don't know which matchup I don't know.
I think I would prefer Tampa.
To me, they're a little even. To me, they're about even. You say you want to play Tampa?
Yeah.
Why is that?
It's gonna sound crazy. It's strongly because of the Cowboys game. Like the way I saw the defense fly around and be physical. I don't know if the Commanders have the same DBs that the Cowboys have, even though the Cowboys DB room is depleted right now. But and also Tampa's offensive line is worse, pass blocking wise, I should say. They're a good run blocking team, but pass blocking wise, they're still a little shaky there. And you don't have to deal with Puka and Cup. You just got to deal with Mike Evans. So
I don't even know
definitely
what
prefer
dealing
Tampa.
with Cup means, but
I mean, yeah,
anymore as of right now, that's my guy. But I don't even know what that means.
I'm telling you, he gonna see Benjamin St.
I bet
Juste.
you if they play the Commanders, Cooper Cup will look like the Triple Crown dude that he is. What that he was.
He gonna see St. Juste and Michael Davis and turn back the clock.
Facts. he gonna be offended lining up. Hey, he gonna be. He was like, but he's supposed to have the same ferocity against plenty of other DBs.
Yeah, Green Bay should take care of business though. But a 12-win team being a 7 seed just sounds crazy.
It does sound crazy, but
That is gonna be what it-
that's when you have 2 14-win teams in their division.
Yeah.
Which is nuts to say, bro. I would have never. That was not on my bingo card. I had the Vikings missing the
Minnesota?
playoffs altogether. Like, I thought they would be a cool team, very scrappy team. Like, I thought they would be like in the Arizona Cardinals range, but 14 wins.
Like any given Sunday team, like Justin Jefferson could go off, but it's ridiculous. Brian Flores is a ridiculous defensive
Win
coordinator.
total was 6.5 for the year.
Win total was 6.5. That's what I thought they would win about 7 games. Yeah, I thought they doubled
They
that.
started off 5-1.
They started off 5-1, and I was like, yeah, these dudes are gonna fall off.
Yeah, and then they lost back to back, and they lost to the Lions and Rams back to back, and everybody thought that was the end.
I did. That's exactly where I thought it was the beginning of the end.
Shout out Cam Bynum.
Cam Bynum for his play or the dances.
Both.
I'm trolling. Shout out Cam Bynum, man. He been balling, man, leading the way with these with a lot of dances, like bringing back some Disney vibes, etc. Some white chicks dance. Like, he been doing some cool stuff, man. But he been balling as well.
Anyway, the last game that matters on Sunday Night Football game, 272. We have Vikings and Lions for not only the division crown, but the NFC North crown. Loser, more than likely, is going to have to go on the road for all their playoff games.
That just sounds crazy to say, especially for the Lions. Like, it just sounds wild because I thought, obviously they had injuries and stuff, but like the Lions, like they've done some incredible things. You got 2 running backs,
I forgot the
1,000
other team
scrimmage
they lost
yards, 2 receivers, 1,000 scrimmage yards. First time ever done in history, and they could potentially.
They have crazy amount of injuries defensively.
Yeah, they do. That's
Lee
why.
McNeil, Aiden Hutchinson, Carlton Davis is out. I'm definitely missing more guys. That's just off the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't. It's tough to say, but I think Dan Campbell is going to cost them some games cost them a game in the playoffs.
I mean, he did last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And
I really want the Lions at full strength because I've been watching them lately. They've been on TV a lot lately, and bro, their offense is nice, bro.
I wonder if Ben Johnson takes a job this offseason. It's going to be a lot of openings.
So all right, we can segue into that too in a minute. We could talk about potential job openings too. We got a lot to talk about, bro. It's a lot to catch up on. So nothing is set. What's set currently in the playoffs besides the Chiefs and the
Eagles are locked in the 2 seed.
Bills locked in the 2 as well.
Bills are locked in
so
the 2.
Chiefs, Bills, Eagles.
Well, we know who's going to be the 5 in the NFC. The 5 in the AFC could be the Chargers or Steelers. Everything's basically up. The seeding is up for grabs. We know the teams.
Okay.
Because the Chiefs or the Chargers can flip. I mean, Steelers or Chargers can flip flop from 4 and 5. I mean, 5 and 6. Texans locked into 4.
If you had to give me a Super Bowl prediction,
I'm taking the Chiefs in the AFC.
I am too.
That offense looks crazy. Xavier Worthy has developed into a pretty solid receiver.
And we got to talk about it too. This is an area we could talk about it because Patrick Mahomes, this is statistically his worst year.
He's turned it on as of late, though.
Yeah, he's turned around as of late, but statistically, we like, I don't know. Chiefs this,
Still
Chiefs
winning.
that.
And they wasn't
but they
even
were
healthy.
still finding ways to win. They were
And this
still
team
winning
still
games.
isn't even healthy.
Yeah.
We talk about the receiving core. Like I was about to segue into the receiving core with Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown's back, DeAndre Hopkins is there, Travis Kelce obviously. This team lost Rashee Rice, who was looking like a borderline top 10 receiver, might I say, over the first 3 weeks of the season.
Juju Smith-Schuster had a 100-yard game this year.
He is also in the receiving core. I was watching that game on Christmas. He went on the field. I said, man,
McCole Hardman's still on the team, right?
Yeah.
The guy who caught the game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl is still on the team.
They have too many weapons, and that didn't even include Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt in the backfield.
Man.
That team is ridiculous. And then defensively,
What's the odds for the Chiefs to win, bro?
We already know Chris Jones. McDuffie.
Let me go look at some odds,
Nick Bowles
man.
had a good year. George Karlaftis off the edges had a good
I know
year.
that's my fake team, Mike. I know that. Not even fake. I've been rocking with the Chiefs since my home's first year started.
The Chiefs are ridiculous. I don't see a team in the AFC beating them. I just think Baltimore beats themselves too often for me to pick them to win 3 straight games, especially if they do get the 3 seed, which is looking like they're going to have to go to Buffalo and then go to Kansas City. I don't see them winning both of those
Chiefs
games.
are plus 155 to win the conference.
I think the second team I would pick would be Buffalo, but I also don't trust their playmakers.
They're currently plus 260.
Like, you telling me
To win the Super Bowl, Chiefs are plus 360.
they got to go to Arrowhead, and we're trusting Khalil Shakir and Amari Cooper to consistently win plays.
I mean, that don't sound that horrible.
Amari Cooper in the cold is a totally different receiver than Amari Cooper. I know that as a
That's not
Cowboys
the
fan.
Amari Cooper inside of Jerry's world.
It's not the same guy, man. I mean, Keon Coleman, he's looked better as of late, but I still don't trust these guys to go into Kansas City and pull out a W.
Nah.
I trust the Chiefs in the AFC the most out of anybody.
I mean, the Bills already beat the Chiefs this year. They already won their game.
Yeah, this happens every year.
This happens
They win
everywhere,
in the regular
so.
season, and then we go to the playoffs, and it doesn't mean
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things.
Everybody last year was talking about how the games in Buffalo this time is going to be different. It wasn't different.
Okay, so another question. So if this year is a fail for the Bills, which we are in a way predicting, do you move on from Sean McDermott?
No, I don't.
Do you think they would do that?
No, he's brought too much success to this team. But it's like you move on from Sean McDermott and do what?
Oh, okay. Another question.
I guess like
does Joe Brady get a head
I
coaching
think Joe
look?
Brady does get a head coaching look somewhere. I don't know where because well we have like
These
what?
hypotheticals
We
are
have
fun.
like 3 jobs open right now.
And those are
Bears, Saints, Jets.
Bears, Saints, Jets, and we anticipate.
Raiders might be. I don't know. Antonio Pierce had them boys playing the last 2 weeks. They're on the 2
Yeah,
game win
he
streak.
could hang around.
But Patriots,
Jags.
I'm gonna say Jags possibly, Patriots possibly,
Cowboys question
possibly.
mark because Mike McCarthy.
We could get into them
last
later.
year of his contract.
Colts possibly. They say Shane Steichen's lost the veterans on the team.
This is year 2 for Shane Steichen.
Yeah, it was year 2. And they arguably should have made the playoffs last year and this year.
I think he might get fired.
It's
That Broncos game is a fireable offense. I'm not gonna lie.
the Giants game is. They had so many fireable offenses on this season and blunders. I run a rant about them on TikTok. I know you saw the video.
Yeah, I seen it.
It was just.
That Broncos.
It was just so many different avenues for them to make the playoffs this year, and they just didn't. But to answer your first question, because you said give me a Super Bowl matchup in the NFC. I know I said Philly like in the middle of the season. I can't even lie. You know who I might be rocking with? I might be rocking with Minnesota, and it has nothing to do. I know this is gonna sound crazy. I believe that they're the most well-coached team in football. When we talk about Kevin O'Connell on offense and Brian Flores on defense,
I'm listening.
I believe they're the most well-coached. It has to do. If they win this week, I feel like then I would actually be able to trust Minnesota.
Yeah, because they'll have home field advantage.
They'll have home field advantage.
That Viking horn going crazy.
And then I guess it doesn't even. It depends on what happens in the wild card. Because if you're telling me Detroit now has a wild card, I expect Washington or Green Bay to beat one of Tampa or the Rams, right? Well, I guess Green Bay will have the 7th seed up, so they'll play Philly. Most of their higher end opponents play each other.
Yeah.
If Minnesota were to get the 1 seed,
You're saying they have
the easiest path.
Yeah, they have an
out
easy
of-
path
out of everybody.
and they have home
home
field.
field advantage. So I would not be
I don't
shocked.
hate the
I wouldn't
take.
pick Minnesota to
I
win
hated
at all.
hearing it. It just sounds wild to say Sam Darnold may win the NFC and represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. But when you break it down, it don't sound that
It all
bad.
depends if they win this week, and I can
And
expect
then on
them to win.
top of that, they won 14 games.
Could possibly be 15 this week.
Possibly 15. Shout out Kevin O'Connell. That's one
And
of Mike's
then
guys.
we
too, by the way.
know what the key is against Jared Goff. Is to make the pocket muddy. Brian Flores sends probably the most complex blitzes in the NFL. I can see a scenario where they do beat them this week, possibly get them in the playoffs in Minnesota. Or they're probably going to have to play one of Detroit or Philly to make the Super Bowl.
I actually want to look at the odds for this.
So I wouldn't be shocked.
Since we're
And
looking
also
at
to be
odds,
different. I'll say Chiefs, Minnesota. It could. Who knows?
that don't sound that
The
bad.
NFC is so murky right now.
The Vikings are plus 360 to win the NFC, and that's behind Philly and Detroit.
See, if I'm right, I'm going to clip this and put it on TikTok. If I'm wrong, I'm never going to come back to this.
You gonna come back with the Justin Jefferson Vikings hoodie on?
I probably going to have to, right? I probably going to have to.
Dang, I could. When you break it down, I can see it. And then the odds. I mean, the odds are telling a numerical story in itself. What's the
Who's
Commanders?
over them, Detroit and Philly?
Yeah. What's the Commanders? Just want to know. We got a lot of Commanders. We in the
Commanders
DMV,
seem
so
like a team
we in
of
the
destiny.
DMV, so I gotta at least look at it. Plus 1,500, right above the Falcons, who may not make the playoffs. So
Plus 1,500 seems kind of crazy. I can't even lie.
crazy in a good way or a bad way?
The bad way. You said that right about the Falcons, so that means Green Bay's over them?
Yeah.
That makes sense, but
Green Bay is right underneath the Vikings at plus 700. So there's as far as numerical wise, there's a gap. You have Lions plus
we always say
200.
it's hard to beat a team 3 times in the season. Green Bay would have to run through Minnesota and Detroit to make the Super Bowl.
Dang.
That actually sounds crazy, though.
Division foes is
Because they're
crazy.
going to have to play Philly, possibly Minnesota, and then Detroit all on the road. I can't see that. I can't see them doing that. I can't even lie.
Hey, all right? So what's our next topic? Where we going? Where we segueing?
You said we was talking about job openings possibly.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that. I would love to. So
So-
currently open, the Saints, the Jets, and who else? You said
Saints, Jets, Bears.
Bears.
Bears got a lot of openings. Offensive coordinator opening, head coach opening. They got a lot of things to fill.
I feel like that Saints job is a low risk job. Obviously, it's the NFL, so you have to do something. But I feel like the Saints job is kind of low risk. What do you think?
I think it's low risk because of the fact that you're going to need time.
Yeah, you're going to need time because the cap situation is messy,
And you're going to need a quarterback.
and you're going to need a quarterback in the near. And then somebody's going to have to.
They need to fix the defense.
You got to fix it, especially the run defense. But the defense in its totality needs to be
I was
fixed.
trying, I know you was on the game with me when I was trying to do the mock draft because I was trying to post one on TikTok. I could not find a player to give to the Saints. And I ended up going back to a guy who I don't even think is probably going to be a top 10 pick because they have number 10 right now. But I feel like Kenneth Grant from Michigan. I feel like he's a good run defender.
Oh, Matter, can you chime in?
It's just
Michigan
like,
guy?
Yeah, we got two.
I must say, Mason
Him and
Graham.
Mason Graham.
I just feel like
Can't go wrong with either one.
they need somebody to help their run defense.
I will say, our interior D linemen that have gone to the league lately have not panned out.
Yeah, shout out Mozzie Smith.
Yeah, so
Shout out Mozzie Smith.
I
He's funny.
would keep that in mind.
And he went from he grew from PFF. He was like 109 or 109, and now he's like 104 now. He actually hasn't been playing bad like the last few weeks. His Cowboys' run defense hasn't been horrible.
Had a lot of promise
Yeah,
to come out and do that. It's just like
yeah, but 109 out of 109. was crazy.
edge rush, corners. Come on.
Interesting. I just want to know what people thought because I feel like Saints is one of them teams that fly under the radar anyways. Especially
It's
in
just-
that department.
That's not a team you're going to turn around in 1 year.
Absolutely not.
It's not a turnaround team in 1 year.
Absolutely not.
I don't think the Jets' job is appealing at all.
Praying for New Orleans, by the way.
I don't
want to
see-
say that.
I don't see a singular part of the Jets' job that's appealing.
So that Jets job is kind of messy because they're saying, we don't know if Garrett Wilson may request a trade. So let's say Garrett Wilson requests a trade and he leaves. He's one of your more promising young players. Sauce Gardner said he wouldn't tell T. Higgins to come to the Jets or something like that.
He said that because Garrett and Devontae are locked in there. That's exactly what he said.
All right.
Well, that's what he tried to save face with.
Whatever's clever. And they fired their GM, so they're gonna have a new GM. So their new GM and a coach is gonna be like a marriage type of thing.
But Like I said,
And then what do you do? What's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers? They have a lot of questions. It's not like, okay, cool, I'm going to come in and do that. Like, it's not like with the Bears. Okay, cool, we got Caleb Williams.
you at least have the weapons with the Bears. You just need to fix the offensive line.
Yeah, exactly.
And the defense has been a mess this year, but
Yeah. That Jet, hey, more power to whoever takes that Jets job.
it's gonna be Rivera, man.
Chill.
It might have to be.
I
one
think
of those
Ron
coaches
Rivera was the Rooney Rule candidate.
But it might have to be one of those coaches who's just been around for a minute. They're just looking for something to do. Because like Ben Johnson's not gonna take that job.
Nah.
Even a guy like Cliff Kingsbury, I can't even see him taking the Jets job.
Nah.
It would have to be like one of those coaches who's been around for a minute who just missed coaching, or like Doug Peterson or something. It can't be somebody good taking a Jets job.
Rex Ryan.
I saw Rex Ryan. All I'm gonna say is, for these defensive-minded coaches, just make sure your offensive coordinator is him.
That's what you have to do, because it doesn't matter how good the defense is. If your offense isn't producing, you're gonna get fired. We saw that with Eberflus. Eberflus was horrible with clock management.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think. I had another name off the top of my head. I just can't think of it right now. Well, Saleh in New York.
Yeah. Make sure
His
your
defense was great, and then as soon as he left, his defense was horrible.
Robert Saleh's gonna be back coaching in some aspect next year, I believe. Maybe a D coordinator or something.
I can't even see I heard Vrabel to the Jets. I can't see that.
I saw. Didn't you tell me Vrabel wants the Patriots job, which is not open?
That's what they said. They said Vrabel wants to coach for the Patriots.
I can't wait till it's Black Monday and we can
Kraft
discuss
said,
what coaching
we didn't
jobs is
even talk
open.
about, you know where it might be opening? Atlanta.
Really? You think so?
I think especially with the way the game's been handled, they should have easily made the playoffs this year. They were 6-3. They lost to the Saints. Had no business losing.
They lost to the Broncos.
Lost to the Broncos.
How about this? They didn't just lose to the Broncos. They traveled to Denver the day before.
Yeah. And it's not even like the defense has been great. Even though they haven't, like I said, they haven't had a really good pass rusher since Vic Beasley. He wasn't even that good.
Because Matthew Judon isn't what he was.
And they keep trying to replace him with second-round picks like Arnold Ebiketie and Ruka Roro, and they're solid players, but not tier 1 edge rushers.
Hey, shout out my guy AJ Terrell. Met him last week.
Oh yeah,
shout out to him. But I thought the Falcons were gonna win last week. I really did.
They should have.
Hell of a game though overall. But I thought they were gonna win.
Raheem Morris pocketed his timeouts for this week.
That's what they saying. They saying they'll start with 7 timeouts this week.
There was no reason for him not to use a single timeout at the end of the drive in the first half, and then wasting 20 seconds to throw an incomplete pass is crazy.
Yeah. Oh.
Especially with a rookie quarterback, you got to take a timeout. Just calm down his nerves a little bit.
100%. Yeah. So what's another? Okay. Oh, how about this? Since you're here, since you're a Cowboys guy, how do we fix the Cowboys this offseason?
So, how do we fix the Cowboys? Where do I start?
Yeah, how do we fix the Cowboys this offseason?
One, I'm not gonna lie, I want Mike Zimmer back, but I feel like the only way Zimmer's back is if McCarthy's back. I don't want to promote Zimmer to be a head coach. I want him to have all that responsibility. His defense was good towards the second half of the season.
So if you were Jerry Jones, you would give Mike McCarthy a 2-year extension?
I guess, because I don't see, unless Ben Johnson wants to come to Dallas, and I don't think Ben Johnson wants to come to Dallas.
Yeah.
So yes, I would give Mike McCarthy a 2-year extension. I guess
2-year extension. We run it back.
And I don't even think Mike McCarthy's that bad of a head coach. I just don't think he's a great one.
So just a good, I guess, above average head coach.
Yeah, he cool.
Yeah, okay.
So, one, you got to keep. First of all, restructure Dak and CD's contracts. That's going to save you like $50 million in cap room. Extend Micah early in the offseason so you can be a player in free agency. However, I don't think they're going to do any of this. The 2 guys we need to re-sign, and I know we got major free agents. We got Brandon Cooks as a free agent, Rico Dowdle's a free agent, Osa Odigizua is a free agent, and Jordan Lewis. We need to sign those last 2, Osa and Jordan Lewis.
See, he rubbed his hands once you said a Michigan player. It did. You know, he's
one
nice.
of the best slot corners in football. I can't even lie.
He's my favorite Michigan corner for a very long time, but Samer still has him. But
yeah,
he's a good pickup. I hate when Michigan men that seem to always go to Dallas.
They love Michigan players.
But he's a good pick.
Yeah, we need Jordan Lewis back. He's like Deron Bland has been hurt sometimes. Trayvon Diggs has been hurt sometimes. Jordan Lewis is always there. He's
always available.
He's always there. So we need to re-sign Jordan Lewis. I feel like that should be step number one. Digazua, he's I think he's fourth in pass rush run rate among defensive tackles in the whole entire NFL. So I think keeping him and Micah as a pass rushing duo would be great for a long time.
So so you say he a commander if y'all don't resign him?
I didn't say all that. I hope not.
Dan
It seems like all our solid players go there. So,
Yeah.
I mean, did y'all get Dante Fowler and Doris Armstrong last offseason?
Dante Fowler.
And Tyler
Dante
Biotish?
Fowler hooping. He need like one more sack for the center. Yeah, shout out Dante Fowler been hooping this
Oh, he
year.
has to do that in Dallas. Yeah, he's doing that. He's doing that. I can see it right now. He's gonna beat Terrence Steele right off the edge.
Here's Dante Fowler coming right off the edge.
Going
up against Terrence Steele, young
Trey Lance is
tackle.
not gonna feel him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's happening. Anyway, I would just say, and then in free agency, it's like, I don't know. I wouldn't be all in on getting a running back because that's how deep the draft class is. I'm like, Rico had 1,000 yards, but I'm like, I don't know what type of contract he's gonna want this offseason. So it's like I might be able.
And Rico Dowdle is how old?
Like 26, 27.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be mad if we let him walk. It's more of like, because the linebacker wise, we have Overshow who's going to be back at some point next season.
Oh yeah, I hope he gets healthy.
As long as Mike Zimmer's here, Eric Kendrick's going to be back. He had a good year this year. We have our 5th round pick from last year, Leofow. He stepped up in a big way. So I don't even think linebacker's that big of a need. It's just kind of like we need to get healthy. I mean, we're talking about a team that was without Dak for the second half of the season, missed Micah for 4 games. I feel like that was the biggest stretch of time where the Cowboys were bad was when we missed Micah Parsons. And then next year, possibly having Diggs, Bland, and Lewis back would be a big deal. I think it's more just hitting on our picks in the draft and getting younger on offense. Well, I shouldn't say younger because we are young on offense. Getting better on offense. Mm-hmm. Bringing in a running back in the 1st or 2nd round, whether it's Genty, Amarion Hampton, Caleb Johnson, one of those 3 guys.
Drafting a receiver?
Drafting a receiver early. Like I said, I was talking to you about this. We look at some of the best teams in the league. Not only do they have that dominant receiver, they also drafted a number 2 receiver early in the draft. We talked about the Vikings with Addison, Lions with Jameson Williams. We have the Eagles with Devontae Smith.
AJ
All these
Brown,
really good teams. Even the Bills, they've tried to with Keon Coleman, Dalton Kincaid. Drafting that 2nd pass catcher early in the draft does wonders for a team. So even if the Cowboys could get like a dream scenario for the Cowboys would be like Emeka Egbuka in the 1st, and then in the 2nd round, swinging back swinging back for a running back. Like I said, whether it's Caleb Johnson or Marion Hampton, even Quinshon Judkins from Ohio State, I feel like that's best case scenario for the Cowboys.
Interesting. I wanted to talk about another team that we didn't speak on that could potentially have opening. What about the Giants?
Man, I forgot about the Giants. I feel like Daboll just ran his course there in New York.
Yeah.
I don't even think he's a bad football mind.
No, he's not.
He's probably going to go somewhere, be an offensive coordinator, and be amazing. Like he was in Buffalo. But I think the Giants' job is more appealing than the Jets' job.
I was going to say the Giants' job, if it opens, is very attractive.
Because at least on defense, you don't have to fix some things on defense, but you at least have Dexter Lawrence, who's probably the best.
And Brian Burns.
Might be the best interior defender in football. Like you said, Brian Burns. And on offense, you have Malik Neighbors, who I think is a superstar already in the NFL. I can't even lie.
That
And they have the first 1,000-yard rookie receiver and 1,000-yard rookie running back with Tyrone Tracy there too. He's probably still need to pick up another back, but and then you don't get your choice at quarterback because you don't have the number 1 overall pick now. You're down to 4. So then you get to decide what you want to do at quarterback because they don't have a quarterback on the roster next year.
Yeah.
At all. So whether it is bringing in like a Justin Fields or, as we saw the Athletics say, trying to revive Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
And just put your chips all in on 2026, you're going to have some time there.
Kirk Cousins?
That's not that bad. That's not that bad. I guess for like a year. If that's your bridge guy, that's not bad.
Because I feel like 2026 should be a solid quarterback class. Like I said, it should be because we thought 2025 was going to be a solid one. But then Quinn Ewers and Carson Beck both failed us.
Failed miserably. Failed very miserably.
Because next year we should have Arch Mann is going to be draft eligible. I think Garrett Nussmeier could be QB1 this year from LSU. You got Drew Aller from Penn State. This should be a solid QB class next year.
I ain't a fan of nobody you just mentioned. Respectfully. I'm just not. Is that all for pro football? We want to dive into the association?
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about a little bit of college football, too.
Shout out Ohio State. Texas, too. Arizona State, that's a hell of a game. Omatic said yesterday, I think somebody said it, and Omatic had chimed in on it, but Michigan is the reason that Ohio State is starting to peak at the right time. They are the reason. They are the sole reason. Yeah, thank you.
They really send them a wake-up call.
Nah, facts. Super wake-up call.
Giant wake-up call.
Super wake-up call. That's right, because you was watching yesterday. You watched, I know you were talking about during the Texas game.
Yeah.
I think honestly, I think Ohio State, I think is theirs to lose right now.
Somebody on Twitter said Jeremiah Smith is better than LeBron.
Hey, no, he OC, bro. Jeremiah Smith is OC.
And this other dude on Twitter was like, I would take Jeremiah Smith #1 overall this year, even though I have to wait 2 years for him to be on my team. That's
like the drafting stash. Yeah. That's like when they drafted foreign players and wait for them to come overseas. That's funny.
Stash Jeremiah Smith.
That's funny as hell. That's like when they do in baseball too. That's funny. Hey, that's hilarious.
Yeah, Ohio State picked up a big win against Oregon. They just didn't come out ready to play.
That was bad.
It was that simple. They won 13 straight games just to lay an egg in their first college football playoff.
I did expect Ohio State to win. I did not expect Oregon to
look as bad as they did.
Yeah, it's like they didn't start playing until the second half.
Hey man, now Dylan Gabriel about to be a 5th-round pick.
Yeah. Bro had an opportunity to boost his draft stock and all that good stuff. He had an opportunity, bro, but he just showed.
Especially in a weaker QB class.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, bad stuff. Oh yeah, let's go over to the NBA real quick. I will say, be honest, bro. I ain't been super tapped in.
I haven't been super tapped in either, like I was in the first month and a half of the season.
But you do that every year. You be super invested, like the first month of the NBA. Just because it's basketball back, you be happy. And I'm just like, this has actually been a year. Because Andy Up Consulting, they brought me over to be NBA guy. That's literally what they told me. That's what P and Rome said. And I have not been tapped in as much. It's just, I don't know what it is, bro. Is this something wrong with me? No, because I mean, I do, bro. Listen, when the stars play, bro, because Omatic does this every day in the chat. He'll be like, Joker, Cade, Sabonis, they all play tonight over their points, something like that. So I be tapped in from that standpoint. But as far as sitting and watching real hoop, I haven't really done it like that. Like I watched all the games on Christmas Day, and they were fantastic. But I just haven't been super tapped in.
Yeah, I mean, I think it has something to do with the NBA. I think the NBA is not the most appealing sport to the eye.
And then you also got it, like it's also going on when, other sports are still going on. Football is getting ready to be in the playoffs, so that's still, football. NFL is king regardless. The ratings proved it on Christmas Day, period.
And then it was up 80% and still was down by like 20 million.
Yeah, so they're still getting smacked in the ratings. But, I mean, I'll come around. I've been peeping what's going on. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not naive to what's going on. Like,
I think it's good, but as a guy, I haven't watched NBA faithfully in like a few years, and I've actually been enjoying this NBA season. I don't know what it is, but I've been locked in. But I think the bad teams suck, so don't watch them. Just watch those superstars.
He said don't watch the Wizards. He said
at all, bro.
Wizards,
them,
watch the Raptors,
Jazz,
Hornets.
Nets, Hornets. Well, I can watch the Hornets because I can watch LaMelo.
They suck.
They do suck, but you watching LaMelo do crazy like shots and shit.
Because when I was watching basketball for like the first month of the season, like you said, I swear every time I turned on the Hornets game, LaMelo was off the floor, and I would just get mad. Yeah,
He's terrible at fouls.
Besides that one year, besides that one game against the Pacers where Brandon Miller went off.
Oh, that game was OC.
That game was there.
Him too. Like, it's been some solid bump this year in my opinion.
Let me go look at the standings real quick because I did see a tweet yesterday about the Suns and the standings.
Oh yeah, the Suns they haven't been good recently. I saw they were 15-17.
Yeah, Booker's hurt, so kind of does things.
All right, so we
Now,
got this.
somebody else on Twitter said the Suns went from one of the best constructed rosters in basketball to the worst over like a 2-year span.
This is true. All right, we got the standings up right now. It's crazy because some of this stuff I predicted that was going to happen, and I hadn't even been tapped in. But Cavaliers still with the 1 seed in the East. Celtics sitting at 24-9. Knicks 24-10. Magic 20-15. Shout out to them because they still been competing their asses off. Without Paulo and Franz, yeah, they still been competing. Fifth, Milwaukee at 17-14.
They really turned it around over the beginning of the season.
I
remember we had this conversation on this couch saying we believe Philly was going to turn around before Milwaukee, and Milwaukee immediately proved us wrong.
But Philly has been quietly getting better. They're gonna enter play-in territory again, but
only have a game back.
Yeah, 6 seed Heat 17-14. I don't really know the direction of the Heat. Don't know will Jimmy Butler be gone by trade deadline, but
who's trading for him?
That's what I'm saying.
That's the question. Who would trade for him?
Because what are they gonna want back that you're gonna be willing to give up?
It would have to be. How old is Jimmy? Is Jimmy like 35, 34?
I think he's 34.
Jesus. I feel like you would want a young player in the first round pick, but who's giving that up, especially in the middle of the season? Especially when you have a player like De'Aaron Fox possibly on the table. I would much rather go out, even though they're two totally different players, I would much rather go after a younger De'Aaron Fox than an older Jimmy Butler.
For sure. Who else? Hawks would be at the top of the play-in if it be gonna day 18-16. They've been hooping. I like what I've seen from Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson, of course. Trae Young, been super consistent.
This is the best type of team to have around Trae Young. He doesn't need a secondary ball handler in his way, like off guard that can play defense like Dyson Daniels.
Yeah.
You have Jalen Johnson, who is another ball handler who initiates offense sometimes. And I know Clint Capella might be gone soon, so it might be fully unlocking.
They've been saying that for the last couple of years now, so it's kind of about time to do it.
He could be a Laker.
I want Valanciunas. But I'll take
Clint
Clint Capella, though. A lob threat, rim protector. I'll take that. At 8, you got the Pacers, 16-18. They made the conference finals last year.
There was a conversation going around Twitter. Even though Tyrese Halliburton has done it, he's been the number one option on a conference finals team. Do you view him as a 1A player?
Do I view Tyrese Halliburton as a 1A player?
Yes.
No.
Because there was a bunch of younger players in that conversation.
No.
They talked about.
I like Halliburton, but I don't think
he's.
He peaked last year.
I don't even necessarily think he peaked.
He peaked last year, bro. He peaked last year, bro. Come on, bro.
He gave the Celtics like 31-12 the other day.
He did. He did.
He does that like once a month now. Yeah. It's very annoying.
Like last year, like he was kind of like putting the world on. Like he's putting the world on notice. Like
last year, it was done after the All-Star break.
Yeah.
Once he hosted the jump and he got starting on that, it was just done after that. It's like he was just like, all right, I made it.
Hey, I made it. I'm here. But yeah, I mean, nah. Do I think? Nah, I don't. To answer your question, Pistons.
Think Cade is?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
The Cade.
Absolutely.
Cade is a dog. I'm actually sad. People don't like Jaden Ivey too much. He just broke his.
I saw that broken fibula.
I was watching it live. It didn't look that bad.
Dang.
My buddy was in excruciating pain.
Oh,
it's sad.
I saw that on Twitter, and I was looking at. I was literally trying to figure out what happened.
Bro, he looked like he rolled his ankle.
Yeah.
The opposite way, and then it was like, oh, he's done.
Yeah, I saw the stretcher was out. I was like,
I was watching that shit. I was like, God damn.
That's a blow. I like Jaden Ivey. I watched him at Purdue. That's definitely a blow.
So this means more usage for my guy.
More Cade, more triple doubles. No, shout out Cade, man. He been hooping.
Jaden Ivey had that game winner against the Kings a few days ago.
And
We got to talk about the Kings.
That's what got Mike Brown fired.
Let's talk about the Kings.
I was on that game too. That was this probably is another reason. Sports betting has influenced my opinion and mind on this. I was on the. We're gonna talk about that when we get to the West. We're gonna talk about that. But yeah, Pistons 9th seed right now. Chicago Bulls 10th seed at 15-19.
They're the epitome of just mid. They're never bad enough to get. They're never bad enough to get a top pick, but they're never good enough to be out of the plan.
Super mid. Yeah.
Literally just
super
And they
mid.
lose to the Wizards like last night. Or something.
Yeah, they did. They got smacked by the Wizards.
Like, I look
They
up.
didn't just lose; they got smacked. They
Look
got
up. I'm
rolled
like,
by the
what
Wizards.
is this?
Losing to the Wizards is not bad, but getting smacked by the losing to the Wizards is bad. Getting smacked by the Wizard, that's a different territory.
I still can't believe Jalen was at the Wizards Nuggets
Wizards
game.
Nuggets
He
game?
was like, I don't even want to go to this. And showed up. And it was one of the best games of the season.
That's funny, man. Shout out Jalen. But 11th seed will be the Philadelphia 76ers. They'll be the first team out of play-in contention. Do you think they will be in the play-in?
Yes.
And
They're too talented of a team not to be there.
okay, that's my first question. My second question is, what's up with Paul George?
Well, I said before the season, I don't even know if he was on this couch, but I know I definitely asked the question, who's the biggest threat to the Celtics in the East, and a lot of people, well, I should say you and Jalen both said the Sixers, and I said, it's all going to depend on Paul George.
I think we was on the pod.
I said, I understand Paul George is a better number 3 option to Tobias Harris, but he didn't have his best season last year. He's always in and out of the lineup. I just don't see him being reliable enough for them to be a championship contender.
This honestly hurts my soul. Because as you guys know...
Shout out Jerry McCain, though. Can get well soon.
Yeah, facts. I was going to say, this hurts my heart because as you guys know, I am a Paul George guy. And I actually have an origin story representing that story. So I was in high school. I think this was 10th grade. I went to DeMatha Catholic. Shout out DeMatha, one DeMatha. And they used to have like the magazines, like the Rise magazines inside of like the gym. But it was Convocation Center. You got classes in that building and all that. But basically where all the games are. So they used to have the Rise magazines. They used to have Rise and Slam. So I grabbed the magazine and I think it was Slam. I was flipping through it and it had like a small Paul George section. Paul George is a lottery pick, but not many people were talking about him. So I read the jump like, oh, Paul George, he tough. I say this to say that's always been my guy ever since that moment. And to see him just fall off right now is not good, especially when they give you a max deal. You're making the Clippers look right. And 16 points per game, 41% shooting. He did have a 30 ball last night, which is crazy. So can we get more of that, Paul George?
I still can't believe
Kings are
Caleb
ass,
Martin.
though. So
I still can't
but
believe.
Can we get more of that, Paul George?
I still can't believe Caleb Martin gave the Celtics 7 threes on Christmas.
We were talking about that. Me and Maddie talking about in the chat. Basketball cats. Shout out everybody in that chat.
It was unbelievable to witness real time.
Yo, every time I look, bro, I swear, because I was just laying down on my phone, not really watching it, because they were smacking y'all until y'all came back. But it was just like, yo, every time Caleb Martin touched the ball, the shot was going in.
I mean, that's the game plan, though, against Philly and against Miami. Has been leave Caleb Martin open. If he beats us, he beats us. And shoot, he beat us in the conference finals 2 years ago. But ever since then, he hasn't beat us.
This King-Sixers game looked like it was some elite bump last night. Paul
Sure
George
was.
Kings are great for keeping the game
Paul
close.
George 30, Caleb Martin hit a couple threes.
Sabonis did me.
Sabonis 21 rebounds.
Kings are great for keeping the game close.
Fox 35, Malik Monk 20. Okay.
Now, when it's close, what would they do in the clutch? I mean, last year they had De'Aaron Fox, who was the clutch player of the year. This year, I guess not so much.
I think that's why you got the guy that they want to get rid of, which is DeMar. Give him the ball in the clutch, man.
Yeah,
That's what I would do.
for sure.
Like what?
All right, so we're going to zoom over to the Western Conference. And
Oklahoma City's just been smacking teams.
shout out to the Thunder.
Without Chet.
I said on this couch early in the season that they're going to win 60 games. They still will. And this is a team that hasn't even played with their...
They're on pace to win 70.
They haven't played with their starting 5 yet. They are on pace for that. They haven't played with... Chet and Harrison haven't played together yet. So, bro, I think it's going to be scary when that happens. Personally, I do. I still think they're going to win the West.
For second?
Huh?
So everybody else in the West is battling for second?
As it looks right now, yeah, because you got Memphis with the 2 seed right now. You got the
I
Houston
did say
Rockets.
Memphis will be back.
Yeah, we did. I think we both did. I think we both stamped that. Because, I mean, they were, a couple years ago, they were great. So, I didn't see why, and they get John Morant, healthy John. I don't see
I
why.
don't think their team has been like that healthy. I remember seeing a couple days ago.
Yeah, John's still out. John's
they
out right now.
They beat the Suns and they had like 9 players out.
Oh, well.
It was just Jaren. It's just Jaren.
Third seed, the Rockets.
They made some noise in the in-season tournament.
Yeah, they did. I had the Rockets. Excuse that noise. Again, what's that? Landscaping, folks. But you got the Rockets third seed. I had the Rockets being a very much improved team. They showed some promise last year. And it also had the right type of vets on the team. Fred VanVleet been like kind of hooping. They got what's the Thompson twin on the Rockets? He been cool.
Man.
Yeah, man, he's been cool.
Shoot, well, he's suspended for the next 2.
Yeah, he got suspended, but he been cool.
He threw Sally on the ground.
I was okay. Jalen Green, as of late, I seen the last couple games he was hooping. They still got too many cooks in the kitchen, like as far as their roster. But it looks like Ime Udoka is like figuring out what works.
They was talking about them trading for De'Aaron Fox.
I think that would make sense. And I think that would be. I think that would be attractive to the Kings too.
VanVleet on the Kings would be.
So what's your package?
It would have to be Reed, because Reed ain't even getting no playing time.
I don't think they want to try. Yo, listen. If any type of deal happens between them teams, if I'm the Kings, you know who I want.
You want Cam Whitmore.
I want Cam Whitmore.
They have so many players that are just not playing.
Yeah.
Like that's why I said Reed probably won't have to be part of the
Reed
deal.
Shepard, yeah. I don't know if they would be that willing to. I mean, maybe.
Well,
but
VanVleet's gonna have to be in there to make the contract.
For sure.
So.
Yeah, because their rotations be weird. Like
Devin Carter he's been smacking in the G League. I could take Reed and Devin Carter as a future backcourt.
I don't hate that.
That would not be bad.
I don't hate that. I mess with the Rockets. I think they got the right mix of players, but they still got too many guards though.
Shout out to the system. James Harden and the Clippers been hooping.
They have been hooping.
They're still a 6 seed.
They're still a 6 seed. They have been hooping.
Kawhi
supposed to come back soon. So they saying. What they say?
They said Kawhi Leonard has been making positive progress in his recovery. He's back on timeline to start next season.
That's funny. The Clippers have been hooping though. They've been playing better than I thought. I'll definitely say that. We got the Nuggets who have looked to have found their way from their slow start. You said it's just Jokic. Man, Westbrook look like he been hooping in the starting lineup. You know, Aaron Gordon out.
The team is really just Jokic. That's
it still is just Jokic.
In our absence, I just want to say that I witnessed him give 56 points.
Yeah, he wasn't a building.
Wizards.
He wasn't the same game Jalen was at. That's
the best
funny.
thing I've seen in my life, bro.
Yeah, damn.
Mavericks are without Luka for at least a month. They say he'll be reevaluated in a month.
Yeah, the calf.
I knew it was bad when he went down.
Yeah.
It was hurt all 2024. The whole calendar year. I said calf.
Them calves ain't nothing to play with, bro.
His whole left side has been hurt the whole year.
Yeah.
Take some time off, bro.
I don't expect them to drop in the standings or nothing like that. They were hooping without him.
Yeah, I was gonna say they were hooping without him.
Najee Marshall was like being like a two-way star for a quick second.
Nah, he was hooping. Nah, facts. Nah, I think the Mavericks will still be fine. They'll still be in the mix. 7th seed. My Lakers, LeBron James, happy belated 40th birthday. They also gave you a present. They traded D'Angelo Russell. Got Dorian Finney-Smith.
Last night, D'Angelo Russell got 3 fouls on Davion Mitchell in 12 seconds. Well, Davion Mitchell fouled him 3 times in 12 seconds. It was actually ridiculous.
Why did he do that?
He just reached once, reached again, and then he got him with an up fake.
That's funny. That's funny, but I mean, good for both sides. I don't think the Lakers are done. I would hope not. But Dorian Finney-Smith, that is a good fit. You said
I hope
what?
the Nets also aren't done.
Why is that?
Cam Johnson need to get out of there.
Oh, they need to free that man. They already freed Dennis Schroeder.
I'm saying, like, if you trade all these guys for second round picks, what is Cam Johnson's worth?
I think he got to be worth it first.
He got to be to somebody.
To somebody, yeah. To somebody for sure.
Phoenix need him back at this point.
Nah, facts. Below us, the Minnesota Timberwolves.
And I said this was going to happen with the Timberwolves.
What, the fall off?
Yeah.
Why? Because the cat.
I don't think that's their only problem, but yeah, it was a big part of the offense. Now I almost called him Anthony Richardson. Jesus. Now Anthony Edwards is shooting a bunch of threes now, and that's just not his forte.
Yeah. Damn, it looks bad, bro. It really. Yo, I wish CJ McCollum and Grant Williams they had to do that. The CBA, bro. The aprons is ruining some stuff, man.
I forgot what game I was watching, but it was a game where Gobert went 5 for 6, but the one miss was a airballed layup. Like he literally threw the ball over the rim, and I said, "Man,
that's really Gobert for you, ladies and gentlemen."
I thought he played bad, and then I just checked the stats. I was like, "Oh, he's 5 for 6."
Right underneath the Timberwolves is the Spurs.
Shout out the Spurs, man.
This is I can't say I expected this, but I'm not surprised. I'll say that. You get guys like Chris Paul. We thought Stephon Castle was a good draft pick, and of course they got Wemby. It's just the right mix.
Back now?
Oh yeah, he is back. They got a nice mix, man. And you got to do it with Wemby every night. So Chris Paul, he's been really good for them.
Okay, so if the Spurs were to trade for De'Aaron Fox, right? Because I know that's a rumor that's been going around. I asked William. I don't even know if he was at the party with this, but I asked William, what would you trade?
I was there.
And what did he say? Did he say Keldon?
He said Keldon. I think he said Keldon Johnson and Devin Vassell.
I said, I'm not taking that.
Yeah, nah.
I said, I'm not taking that.
No, I'm not taking that either, bro.
So Stephon Castle will have to be part of that deal.
No, facts. Yeah. And I don't think they would do that. But I don't know. Who knows? And underneath the Spurs are this is crazy. The Warriors are underneath the Spurs.
They were 12
right underneath them at 16 and 16. LOL.
They were 12-3 and beat the Celtics.
Damn, that did happen. Damn. It doesn't seem like that long ago where the Warriors beat the Mavericks and Steph was talking about you should have stayed. No, he shouldn't have. No, he shouldn't have, respectfully, saying that to Clay. But, yeah, I'm not surprised at the Warriors. All good things come to an end. And that's the era, and that's where they're at right now. Oh, yeah.
He's certainly one of the NBA players of all time. This always happens. He goes to a new team, he plays well, and then everybody's talking about he's like one of the best shooters of all time, and then he falls off a cliff offensively. It's happened in Philly. It's happening in Indiana. It always happens every time he goes to a new team.
Literally every time for Buddy Hield. And then underneath of the Warriors are the Phoenix Suns at 15 and 17. I wanted to talk about where is it at? I had the tweet in my send it to my dad. The Phoenix Suns are the 11th seed in the West. They don't have their first round pick until 2031 and have absolutely $0 of cap space to spend on free agents.
I was very vocal about this team and how they were going to be good this year. I think a lot of it has to do with injuries. The Kevin Durant
it has to
really
be because when KD first got hurt, he was MVP level.
Yeah.
And then
now Devin Booker's out.
And we know Bradley Beal been kind of in and out.
Lineup. And then Nurkic getting himself suspended doesn't help anything. Even though I came on this couch and said Nurkic hasn't been good at all.
Dang, it was a little rough to my man Nurkic, bro.
Because the thing is with the Suns, when Nurkic is on, they look like one of the best teams in basketball. But when he's off, he's really off, and then they look very beatable.
Not gonna lie to y'all, the Suns only look good when they play the Lakers, respectfully. I'm not even joking. I'm so serious when I say that.
Was it Bradley Beal? Who was giving y'all buckets? I forgot. I think it was the second time y'all played him. Somebody was giving y'all major buckets. I think it was Beal.
But they're 15 and 17. That's crazy because we about to have a little brief segment about the Kings. But there's some teams in front of them that are bad, under 500 teams.
Yeah, and that's why we need to talk about the Kings because they should be at least a playing team.
So the Kings, they fired Mike Brown after blowing a lead. They were up 14 going into the fourth quarter against the Pistons. De'Aaron Fox fouls on a Jaden Ivey 3, and they win. The Pistons end up winning.
And Mike Brown said it was told to foul him.
So he
went to the line.
So organization-wise, the Kings, they had that long drought. What was it, 16, 17-year drought of not making the playoffs? And Mike Brown was the coach.
I thought it was longer than that.
I feel like it was 17.
It might be 17.
Might have been longer. But anyways.
I don't recall them making the playoffs.
Anyways, the drought was pretty much your lifetime. And it might have been your lifetime at the time of the drought. But at the time the drought ended. But he was the coach that led them to being out of that drought. And now he is looking for work. What do you think is the issue with the Kings, and do you think that he should have been fired?
I think, it's a lot. I feel like the roster kind of did hit their ceiling, and this was kind of the last whim going after DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah.
Even though I did say he was a big floor raiser. The rotations were a little weird. You got your best defender in Keon Ellis basically getting DMPs while Kevin Huerter was in there stinking it up on the court. Keegan Murray's had a bad year, but I think that has dealt with, like, you know, incorporating DeMar DeRozan into the offense, you're going to get less shots. I just think Keegan Murray's in less of a rhythm.
Yeah.
But then it's like Omatic said earlier, if we have DeMar DeRozan, why don't we give him the ball in the fourth quarter? Like, it goes hand in hand with a lot of things. So it's just like they have a lot of problems, and I feel like Mike Brown's a scapegoat. And I feel like when he got fired, I got on the game and I told you, bad organizations until they're sold, I feel like are always going to stay bad at this point.
Yeah.
Because I think it's an ownership thing. It's not a coaching thing, and then good coach is not going to want to come there unless you have a good owner. So
that's valid. I mean,
and they haven't hit outside of De'Aaron Fox. I don't think outside of De'Aaron Fox and obviously DeMarcus Cousins, they haven't hit on a draft pick, like hit it on the head ever. Like Keegan's cool.
Keegan Murray is cool.
Outside of that,
yeah, they had years where they selected Harrison Barnes, Thomas Robinson,
Nick Stauskas.
Nick Stout. Damn.
They selected
Michigan,
other bro. I can't even remember his name. What's another white player?
Chill out.
I really can't remember his name.
They drafted Alex Lynn? No, that was the Suns.
That was the Suns who drafted
He did
Alex
play
Lynn.
for them though. I think he's still on their team.
I'm gonna because
He said, "No, I gotta look this
I'm
up."
gonna look up Kings draft history.
I'm trying to think though off the dome. I said Thomas Robinson. You said Nick Stauskas. I said Harrison Barnes.
Bagley was a bad year.
Marvin Bagley. Yeah. Oh my. Ooh.
Davion Mitchell's already off the team.
That's aging poorly though.
They selected Tyrese Halliburton, but he's off the team. Marquise Chris, Willie Cauley-Stein, Ben McLemore,
yeah.
Thomas Robinson,
yeah.
Bismack Biyombo.
Oh man.
I guess I am tripping. There's not another white player here. Spencer Hall.
That's racist. Spencer Hall's not a top pick. Why are we talking about
He was
that?
the number 10 pick in 2007.
He was not that. He was a lotto. Oh my god.
Tyreek Evans.
Who was good? Who won Rookie of the Year? But yeah, I guess to conclude, they're poorly ran.
Jesus.
And they struck lightning with a bottle when they got Mike Brown.
Even Gary Trent, they traded him to Portland.
Yeah. Nah, they wild. But yeah, like they kind of struck lightning in a bottle when they got Mike Brown, and he just made everything work. You know.
Yo, they had a good draft in 2020. They drafted Tyrese Halliburton, they drafted Xavier Tillman, traded him to Memphis, drafted Kenyon Martin Jr., traded him to Houston.
Damn, that is a good draft.
But
yeah, they're poorly ran. And shout out Doug Christie though, who is the interim for them right now. But I don't know what's gonna happen with them going forward. I guess will they blow it up? Will they be
I
sellers?
feel like if you're trading Fox, though, you gotta kind of have to trade everybody.
I was gonna say if you traded Fox,
Trade Sabonis, but I don't know who would want DeMar DeRozan right now.
I think Malik Monk, somebody would want
Somebody
him.
somebody would buy
Yeah.
Malik Monk.
But yeah, it's scary, man. But I think that's it for the show, man. I don't have anything else to add. Do you?
Nope.
All right, man. I'm at it. No thoughts? All right, man. Well, thank everybody for listening. Thank everybody for continued love and support. Me, hosting me, guy Mike Curry.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you guys. And until next time, peace.